Hi, it's Mrs. Roberts, Media Specialist at Corner Lake. This is our week 2 of our Sunshine State Readers First Chapter Friday series, and it's going to be 15 weeks long. And today we're going to read the first chapter of Spark by Sarah Durst. This is a popular book in our Media Center. I am lucky to get my hands on a copy of it. Chapter 1. Mina was quiet. Every morning she liked to tuck herself into the corner of their farmhouse kitchen and watch her family storm through. Papa singing off key as he poured sugar into the pot of oats, Mother yelling at him to add less sugar, Papa yelling back cheerfully that he could add more but not less because he was just that sweet. Her older brother Gatton stopping in to say he couldn't find his socks. Papa joking that he'd added them to the morning oats, and the twins waddling in with Gatton's socks on their hands like puppets. And every morning, after her family had whirled tornado-like into the kitchen, Papa would bellow, "Mina! Mina! Is Mina awake? Anyone seen Mina?" Giggling, the twins would wave their sock puppets in the corner where she perched quietly on her favorite chair. He'd clap his hands to his bearded cheeks dramatically, making the twins giggle even harder. "I thought that was a shadow. No one eats until my little shadow eats." And then Papa would scoop the biggest, sugariest, best scoop of oatmeal into a bowl and give it to Mina before Gatton could inhale the rest, and before the twins could spill any of it on the floor. "Love you, Papa," she'd say. "Love you, Mina," he'd say, and wink. She'd always been quiet. She'd been born without a cry. On a peaceful night when the stars over their family farm sparkled brighter than usual, or so her mother liked to say. Mina didn't think that was very likely. She'd been born in the next room when the twins were born, and she knew babies were not quiet, ever. But when they slept, they made cute gurgling chirps. But she let Mother tell the story how she wanted. It was probably close enough to true. Most mornings, Mina would eat in her favorite corner and listen to her family chatter and laugh. She liked the way the sounds flowed around her. It felt warm, as though her family were tucking a cozy blanket of babble around her, and she loved that they never pushed her to add to the noise. But this morning, Mina had news. She finished her oats, carried her bowl to the sink, and stood in front of the table. This was unusual enough that Mother shushed Gatton. The twins quit smearing their breakfast on their cheeks, and Papa scraped his chair across the wood floor as he turned to look at her. She liked to think that this was one of the secrets about being quiet. When you finally speak, everyone assumes you have something important to say. And I do, she thought. "I think my egg is going to hatch soon," Mina said. It was as if she dropped a teaspoon of water into a skillet of boiling oil. Everyone popped up and began jabbering at once. From Mother, "Are you sure?" From Gatton, "Are you nervous? Don't be nervous." From the twins, "Yay, yay, yay, Mina!" And from Papa, "We're so proud of you." She grinned at them all. Mina had a storm beast egg. 1 in 4 kids, and Alora was awarded care of one of the country's precious eggs and tasked with bonding to the unborn creature. For 2 years, she had devoted 3 hours a day to her egg, being sure to touch its shell so the growing beast could absorb her thoughts and feelings. If she'd done this correctly, then when it hatched, it would come out as a perfect match for her, and they'd be bonded mind to mind and heart to heart. She would be its storm guardian, and it would be her storm beast. And if you look at the cover of the book, it might give you a clue as to what kind of egg it is. Storm beasts and their guardians were responsible for making Aloria as perfect as it was. Every day in Aloria, you woke to a blue sky. You felt warm air and a soft breeze. Sometimes you saw a rainbow, but only when the farmers asked for rain on their fields. Wind gusted over the sea, but only when the sailors needed it to sail their boats. Snow fell on the mountain peaks, but never below the tree line. Lightning never struck the ground and was instead harvested from the clouds to power the city's magnificent machines. There had never been a tornado or a hurricane, all thanks to the storm beasts and their guardians. Soon I'll be one of them, a real storm guardian. Just thinking that made Mina do a little dance, quietly of course. She'd been anticipating this day for 2 years, longer really, long before Gatton got his egg, As soon as Mina had been old enough to read stories about storm guardians, she wanted to be one of them, to be out there, making the world more wonderful. She felt as if she'd been waiting for all of this 12 years of her life. She's going to hatch a sun beast, Gatton declared. He pounded his fist on the breakfast table for emphasis. The bowls rattled, causing the twins to giggle again. Are you willing to bet on that? Mother asked, a twinkle in her eye. 3 weeks of cleaning the chicken coop without complaining if I win? And 3 weeks of not milking the goats if I win, Gatton countered. Deal. Mother held out her hand. Deal, Gatton said, and they shook to seal the bet. Maybe I shouldn't hope for a sun beast just to see Gatton clean the coop. Mina made a soft clucking sound, which one of the twins, Rena, immediately imitated twice as loud. Mina isn't half as lazy as you are, Mother teased Gatton as soon as they'd shaken. She'll hatch a rain beast for certain. The other twin, Bion, clapped his pudgy hands. Wind beast, wind, wind! All of them turned to study Mina, and Mina tried to not squirm under their gazes. She didn't like being stared at, even by her family. Even if it was kindly meant, it made her feel like a bug about to be squished. Sensing her discomfort, Bion wrapped his arms around her leg and squeezed. Mina ruffled his hair in thanks. Not wind, Papa said thoughtfully. She's too steady. Exactly, Gatton said. She's dependable. Her beast will be a sun beast. I do want a sun beast. Sun beasts and their guardians were responsible for maintaining the endless summery temperature in Aloria and for beaming any excess sunlight onto crops to make them grow faster. Gatton had hatched a sun beast 3 years ago. His beast's power would be fading soon. Once a storm beast finished growing to full size, it lost its ability to control the weather. And he'd said several times that he wanted his little sister to take over his work in the local fields. Sometimes Mina thought she'd like spending her days the way Gatton did, out in the fields, drawing in and dispersing the sun's energy over all of the crops. Because of the storm beasts and their guardians, everyone in Aloria always had enough to eat. But I also want a rain beast or a wind beast. Flying on a wind beast would be amazing. She'd spend hours imagining herself with different kinds of beasts. All of them had a role in making Aloria great. I'll be happy with any kind of beast, Mina said. I want a snow beast, Rena announced, so I can throw snowballs at Bion all the time. Mina smiled as Bion and Rena stuck their tongues out at each other. Neither of them had so much as seen a snowball, but lately Mother and Papa had been telling the twins lots of tales about the different kinds of storm beasts in preparation for Mina's egg hatching. Altogether, there were 5 kinds of storm beasts: sun, rain, wind, snow, and lightning. Any egg could hatch any kind of beast. How the creature developed depended on the personality of the girl or boy who had taken care of the egg. What it absorbed from them shaped how it grew. Years ago, Papa had hatched a rain beast, and Gatton had his sun beast. Mina thought of her egg upstairs. I can't wait to meet you. Soon, she'd see which of her daydreams were going to come true. Lately, she'd been hoping for a wind beast because she loved wind days so much. In fact, today was a wind day. Shouldn't we be getting ready, she asked when they paused for breath. Yes, we should. Good of you to remember, Papa said. Jolted out of his contemplation of Mina's future, the wind should start in about 20 minutes. See, Gatton said, she's responsible. Sun beast. You do look out for everyone, Papa said to Mina with a proud smile. You are going to be a wonderful guardian. I hope so, Mina said softly. With all my heart, I hope he's right. Mother clapped her hands. Okay, let's move. Everyone sprang up from the breakfast table and scurried to help clean, chattering all the while about what kind of beast would hatch, how wonderful it all was, and how, regardless of the bet, her brother would have to take over all Mina's chores, including the chicken coop once she started training. Groaning, Gatton said, maybe it would be better if your egg didn't hatch soon. Mina laughed. She left her bowl on the rack to dry, nestled against the other bowls, and then went outside. The screen door banged behind her as Mother called, Mina, get the kites. Mina waved so Mother would know she heard. The farm sparkled in the morning sun. The field stretched out before her, shimmered with dewy leaves that waved in the soft breeze. As always, it was a beautiful day. Orly, Papa's old rain beast, was flying above the farmhouse, her wings stretched wide. She was dragon-shaped, like all storm beasts, but had the beautiful blue color that marked her as a rain beast. Her chest was covered in shimmering blue scales, and her wings were feathers, blue feathers, every kind of blue in the sky, from pale morning yellow blue to deep storm blue-gray. Mina imagined herself flying on a rain beast, guiding the water that would soak the fields or fill the reservoirs. It must feel amazing to bring the rain. "Gatton," Mother called, sticking her head out the kitchen window, "have you secured the wheat seeds? We can't let the wind blow them away." Gatton called back from within the corn, close to the house, but not visible behind the stalks. "Already done, Mother." Standing up on her tiptoes, Mina looked for her brother and saw the sunset red glow of his beast, Artie, between the rows. A fat dragon. Artie didn't fly often. He spent most of his days with Gatton out in the fields, soaking up the sun's rays and then distributing them to whatever farm needed them the most. He also liked to chirp at passing birds. He had the silliest chirp for a beast his size. Not that I'd ever tell Gatton that, Mina thought. Gatton adored his beast. "You'll adore yours too," he told her once. "You'll see. You can't help it. Your beast will hatch and you'll feel like you've always known each other." She wanted that so badly that it sometimes felt like an ache. Hatch soon! She'd always thought of herself as patient. Papa called her steady, but now that all her dreams were so close. "Mina!" Mother again. "Stop daydreaming and get the kites." Quickly, Mina retrieved the kites from the shed and hurried around the house to where Papa was already hooking the twins up to the posts. If you wanted to be outside on a day when the wind guardians and their beasts swept across the farmlands, you had to secure yourself. It wasn't strictly necessary, since the winds were never truly dangerous. Not the way they were beyond the mountains, but if you weren't used to feeling any wind, you could get knocked off your feet. The twins were giggling and squirming as Papa tried to attach their harnesses. "Rena, stop that," Papa was saying. "Bian, don't chew on the rope. You're not a puppy." "Arf, arf, arf," Bian barked. Joining Papa, Mina handed the twins their kites, and they clutched them to their chests. She tied the ends of their kite strings to the posts. Papa, at last, clicked the harnesses into place and heaved a sigh of relief. "Papa, I have to go pee," Rena announced. Mina smothered a grin. I should have bet Gatton she'd say that. Papa's shoulders slumped, and he banged his forehead lightly on the post. "Can you hold it?" Mother breezed past on her way to the porch. "No, she can't. She's too excited." "Unhook her, take her in, and hook her back up. Bian, stop eating the rope. You're going to ruin your supper." "Orf," he said to her. "Woof, woof," Mother barked back. Mina whispered to Bian. "Meow." Bian giggled so hard that he stopped chewing on the rope. "I'll watch him," Mina told Papa. Papa kissed her on the head. "You're my sweet girl. Don't forget to secure yourself. I heard from the message balloon that this one's going to be spectacular." He quickly freed Rena and shepherded her into the house. Bian laughed and meowed as Mina clipped on her own harness and then showed him how to unravel the end of his kite string. Before today, the twins had been too little to be outside for a wind day, and now Papa had made the twins' first kites, simple diamond shapes, decorated with a symbol for their family farm. Hers was more elaborate. On both sides, she'd printed pictures of the mountains that bordered Aloria as well as their family sign. The wind guardians used the kites to help them navigate. Every wind day, all the farmers flew kites so the fast-flying guardians could distinguish one farm from another. It was tradition. It's also fun, Mina thought. A few minutes later, Papa rushed back with Rena in his arms, attached to her harness. "Papa," Bian said, "I have to." Papa leveled a finger at his nose. "No, you don't." Bian giggled again. From the kitchen window, Mother called, "Mina, did you shut your window? You don't want the wind blowing dirt on your egg." Of course she had. "Yes, it's shut," Mina said. Mother leaned further out, trying to see Mina's window. "What did you say? Speak louder." Bells began to ring, a cascade of notes that reverberated over the hills. The wind guardians would be here soon. "It's almost time," Papa called. "Where's Gatton?" Emerging from the cornfields, Gatton jogged toward them. "Right here, and I can see Mina's window. It's definitely closed. Tornadoes take us if anything were to happen to her unborn sun beast." But he winked at Mina so she'd know he wasn't serious. It will be a rain beast, Mother called as she disappeared from the window, closing the shutters behind her. Snow beast, Rena cried. Looking up at her bedroom window, Mina thought, I'll love you whatever you are. Just hatch soon. Okay, so to read the rest of the book, Spark, you can check it out from the Media Center. Have a great day.